at France and Paul Ricard, and I have No Fandango with me.
Ooh, it's just Dan. My friends know me as Dan.
Just like your PSN, you have no friends or no fans.
Absolutely. Just waiting on an update for the weather, so that could be interesting.
Just waiting on an update. I've just got the YouTube link, so
yep.
I'll post that. One step ahead.
Yep. Always. Yeah, I'm just trying to get my settings organized there now.
There's an echo.
From who?
Yeah, that's helpful, Colin. There always does seem to be a little bit of an echo initially. Yeah, and it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah, good man, Teabag. Well spotted, lad. Right, I have a horrendous toothache, so I'm just going to drink through it. Simple as that. Who we have out on track? Steve
Mechanical, Reggie Starr, Steve Otto, and Dylan are all on outlaps.
Yeah, I'll jump out with Reggie there. He's the first one out. So, predictions. If Wrong Tim is on, let's go, Asso. Where were you last week, Wrong Tim? Try quali, that's good.
Didn't say anything about the race though.
Yeah, I just asked. I think Robin Van OS is also Basso, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Well, I'd assume so.
And he's always out late, so
wet race, 5 minutes in.
Oh man, wet race. That's good. We had a bit of a wet quali in C2 the other night. It was probably better than a wet race. It'll be interesting to see what kind of setups guys have taken. As Reggie's actually on a flyer now as well, so we'll hold on board him a while. This nasty little double right-hander just before the first DRS straight is a tough one to try and nail, isn't it?
Yeah, it literally makes or breaks your lap.
Yeah, like you can't force it. If you force it, you're in trouble.
Yeah, it ends sector 1 and then begins sector 2.
Ooh, paranoid just on here now that the first 5 minutes of the race is dry. So that's going to throw a spanner in the works. What would you be thinking? Starting on the soft if you 5 minutes? It's hard to say though because just
probably just 5 minutes is a down 5 minutes.
Exactly, which could be a dry race.
Yeah. I'm going into full godsend mode.
Yeah.
And hope not to die when it turns into wet weather.
Oh, we got a Chris O'Flaherty. Go on, Richie. He has to be Irish with that kind of a name. Aaron Lynch, I'd scrap any man. Another Irish dude, I suppose. Welcome, lads.
Yep. Who is Aaron Lynch?
Not sure. I think they're Richie's mates.
Yeah.
Who I would expect are from Cork, like myself. So let us know where you're from. I can be there in 10 minutes. That's Reggie with a 1:31.5 setting the pace early days, followed closely by Steve Otto / Tom at 1:31.2. No bounce down C. Is there anyone else on a lap?
Dylan's just started his.
Chris O'Flaherty's from Cork anyway.
Barkmandu's in sector 2 just coming into the chicane.
I'll jump on with Bark, so I'll see how he gets on. Yeah, I'm expecting to see Barky in the round it again. What's your pole, your front row, second row predictions?
So apparently Mechanical had a sudden turn of pace.
Okay.
And was topping all the timing screens during the practice session they held earlier. And he was about 1.4 seconds clear of everybody else. So I'd put him, if he can hit the 131 he did, I'd put him second or third row. But it's Huntsman Paranoid are always got to be up there for the front row.
Yeah, yeah. Although hopefully, as we kind of keep repeating ourselves, I'm wishing Huntsman all the luck in the world tonight. He deserves a result.
Yeah. Kane Murray's just gone P3.
Yeah, Kane Lowry would have won 31-6. Barkman do would have won 31-7. We're just going to have a look down the field and see what's happening. You have Dylan, who just did a 31-6 up into P3.
The fact that 2 temps separates P1 and P5 at the moment is a good indication of the level of qualifying we're going to get.
Yeah, I'm just having Sam Mads in there. He's just set a purple sector 2 and he's into sector 3 now, the 2 long right-handers. If he can hook this up, oh, Huntsman would have won 31-2. So
Huntsman coming in and ruining everybody's fun.
Yeah, but Sam Madsen just set a purple sector 2, so he could, if he hooks up sector 3.
Sector 3 on paper looks relatively simple, just long, like, sweeping corners. But the fact that the apex is, like, midway through the braking zone for a few of them makes it a little bit tricky. And he's done a 131.5. Nope, he's lost it all in the final sector.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he looked to have a bad exit there to the pit straight, so Guitar Maniac has just commented that the reason he doesn't pit on the safety car is because usually I'm going softs. I'm not sure if they lasted in the race when the safety car is on lap P20. Yeah, look, as we've discussed, banking on the safety car is a gamble. It either works or it doesn't, so hard to say really.
Okay, now I know Guitar Maniac's real name. Yeah, Guitar Maniac is the better name.
Oh, Richie setting a 133.8. Trying to fly on and see who's coming behind him. You have Paranoid, who is on an out lap at the moment. There's Richie D on a lap, he's invalidated. Mechanical is on a lap, just starting a flyer. So I'll jump on with him for this lap.
And Guitar, just from everybody at CDR, happy birthday. As we saw that you posted saying that you picked up a new guitar for your birthday today. So, happy however old you turn. That was the worst birthday. Like, happy birthday.
Mechanical
ever.
with a purple sector 1. You might have been right about Mechanical. Let's see what he can do. Just coming out to the first DRS straight there now as well.
Got the entrance right to that chicane and got a good exit.
Yeah, do you know what? I'd like to point out as well the dramatic improvement that we've seen in Mechanical since he's joined is well worth noting, to be fair.
It is, and I gave him a little bit of advice for that chicane.
Jesus Christ. Chris O'Flaherty is as Irish as me. He just put in he wants to have Gats in the Bish, which is a bar in Bishopstown and Cork, which isn't too far from here. And now he's put in happy birthday, you mad ham guitar. So yeah, sounds like a right bio. As Mechanical is just heading for the pit straight. I'm not sure, I think he lost a bit of time there. Let's see. No,
P7.
131.1. 132.1, apologies. And I am going to jump on with Paranoid, who just set a purple sector 2, and he's heading into them right-handers there now as well. Oh, it was fancy Paranoid to set a decent lap. He's actually in P2 in the driver standings, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yeah.
Kind of that very hard. That last corner is a tough one to nail. And that
solid
is
lap,
P1 dropping into the high 30s there now from Paranoid. A clear 2 tenths plus 2 to 3 tenths clear of Warrior Huntsman, so that should see him through to Q2.
Yeah, he can just pull into the pits and retire as is.
Ooh, Teddy Henke's on a purple sector 2. Right on with him. He's just heading into sector 3 now. See what he can do. Seems to be, this time seems to be lost in sector 3. I'm getting a lot of guys here flashing purple sector 2, and they seem to be losing the time in sector 3, which is, it is quite nasty. And you know that left after the 2 right-handers, really hard to nail that one. Really hard to nail
Turn
that
13 one. Because the curb on the apex has got a sausage curb on the top of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Touch that, you're round. Run wide, you're invalidating.
Ah, it's a 31-3 from Teddy Henke. That's Teddy Henke looking fairly pacey around Paul Ricard.
Again, Teddy Henke's another one that's found a turn of pace.
A lot of guys haven't set a time. Quite strange. Either they're invalidating, or they're just not
all
going
the way
out
in for track evolution.
Actually, going to stay on with Teabag, who's now just flashed the purple sector 2. Let's see, can he hook up sector 3? Would be I wouldn't say it would be a surprise, but again, Teabag is one of them guys that just seems to be improving week on week.
I don't think they're all legitimate purple sector 2s. I think they're just personal bests.
Ah, okay, that makes sense because he hasn't set a time yet, and he comes in. Yeah, he comes into the pits, so that's makes a 2 load of meat. So, yeah. There you go, as we have a car parked on the corner between sector 2 and 3. It is a Red Bull. I'm not sure if he's trying to stay out of the way or if he's binned it. Yeah, he's moving there again.
Is that Reggie?
No, it's Guitar Maniac. He's on an outlap. So I'm going to stick on with Guitar in that lovely livery, to be fair.
Have you realised that they've updated the car, but they've not actually updated the colour graph that you get?
Yeah.
That's irritating as hell. You know what? I actually wouldn't be mad to see Red Bull keep this, like, for the remainder of their time in F1.
You would or you wouldn't?
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
It looks so much better than the blue. Like, they could still, like, chuck a splash of blue in there or whatever, but, like, the halo is still Red Bull blue. That fades out to white. It's actually quite nice.
So right on board with Guitar though as he's coming into turn 1. Nasty corner for me personally anyway. You know, coming in there flat out, you really have to nail it or else you're severely compromised for turn 2.
Yeah.
Took a lot of curb there.
Yeah, the entrance to turn 1 and 2 is more important than the exit. He did the right thing by taking a lot of curb at turn 4 though. It does rotate the car heavily if you do that. Dip a wheel or 2 over it and it's a better lane through. And you don't need to brake as much going into it if you do that.
I actually like this little chicane here. You're flat out from the first DRS straight. You can really just bang it down into 4th and take a lot of curb here as well.
It's literally it's identical to the one at Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, again, it's one of them ones that if you undercut it, you're going to invalidate. If you overshoot it, it's going to compromise you for the next turn again.
But it is literally a carbon copy of the one at Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, Guitar Maniac now heading to turn 13. I found if you stay wide here and then turn in late, you could really set yourself up. Interesting to see what kind of lines guys are going to take here. Again, we can't forget that it's going to be a wet race, so it's probably disappointing, but it is what it is, isn't it?
How many guys do you reckon will forget that if it's a dry start to the race, then they will start the race that they set their Q2 time on?
It's 1:31 dead from Guitar, so minimal time between Paranoid and Guitar Maniac at the moment. And Dan James crept under the carpet there with a 31-3.
Has anyone seen the comment section?
Yeah, I choose to ignore it. She was top notch, yeah. Sounds like these guys are friends anyway. T-Bag really struggling to set a time here. He's gonna, again, that yellow sector 3, I can't see the time. He's just starting to flyer now. He probably needs to get a lap in here, I would think.
He's invalidated that lap and next lap.
Yeah, actually, I invalidated the other night. Oh, and that is optimistic at best from Teabag.
Did you see the camera pad off like he was actually going round turn 1 and 2?
I'm just going to go to someone else. Right, so we're kind of getting to that stage where we're going to be losing 4 drivers. Oh, Sam Madsen having a big spin there. Who should we look on with? You have Mechanical King of the Hills and Teabag and Richie D on the cusp at the moment.
Ninja is just slowly, like, quietly put himself into P6.
Yeah, so I said he just kind of snuck away there, nice and handy.
When did that happen?
I'm just on with Richie there now, who's looking to try and get out of Q1, currently in P15, and he is on a lap just
wide. Oh,
yeah, he's gonna need to try and get another lap in, assuming he has the battery, which I don't think he does.
What? That wasn't a step of oversteer there. Like, if it was very unusual oversteer.
Yeah. Mechanical up 2/10 on that lap.
I think he just had something against Rolex.
King of the Hills
to be honest,
on an out lap.
I have beef with Rolex.
Looks like we're going to lose Teabag and Richie. I can't see what's left in the session, but I don't think they have enough time to get back
is Mechanical out on a lap?
Mechanical just set a lap. And
no, Mechanical just completely sent it over the first chicane.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything, but I'm catching quite a lot of people really exploiting the track limits, so let's hope they're not reported. That's all I say.
Yep.
So yeah, we're going to lose Teabag and Richie.
If he straight lines this chicane.
I will point out that I came out in Q3 the other night and I crossed the line with 2 seconds to go. So yeah, 2 seconds.
He's got to turn his Mechanical on 5% like battery like percentage.
Yeah, I don't think he has the battery to get around again. I'm going to ride on with King of the Hills here now, who's just heading towards the start-finish line, or the start-finish straight. He really needs to improve. He's struggling big time at the moment with a 32.5, so he needs to get a second and a half, 1.3 seconds to try and get up there.
Mechanical's called it a day and just boxed.
Yeah, as I said, I'll just stay. Ooh, how did he not invalidate there, King of the Hills? Very wide out of turn 2. Yeah, he's really sending it. He needs to improve here.
Great line through that end of sector 1.
Yeah, so I just got the latest weather forecast and it is showing rain plus 10 minutes, which could be 15 or 20 minutes. So for me, it looks like you want to be starting on a set of mediums to get you in as long as you can. Probably 20
So the weather forecast from Jeff is about as reliable as the Trust Me Bro source.
Whatever that is.
It just is unreliable.
Yeah. Good man, Jeff.
King of the Hills lap is looking not the quickest, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, he needs to get a 131. Oh, he's coming back in, so we've lost King of the Hills. That's surprising, and he didn't invalidate. He must have been just down on a lot of time somewhere.
Yeah, it looked as he was coming round turn 13. It was like 1 minute 15 or something, and I was like, 16 seconds to do the next 3 corners and straight.
Yeah.
It's not enough time.
That is the end of Q1, and we are going to lose Mechanical, King of the Hills, Teabag, and Richie.
We're losing both Collins.
Yeah, Paranoid, the pace setter in Q1, the only driver to get into the 30s. So, be interesting to see. I would assume the vast majority of people here are going to want to go on the mediums for Q2. I'd be very, very surprised if anybody risks starting P9 or 10 on the softs. You're going to have to pit before the rain. So I would expect a medium, possibly a hard, but I would say medium is the tyre to be on.
Well, even if they start outside the top 10, medium is the way to start the race.
No, absolutely, especially with rain coming. You know what I mean? Like, it mightn't come 10 minutes in, it could be 20, but we are going to get rain for sure.
It's France, it always rains.
Yeah, at some point.
I don't think I've ever done a league race around France without rain, at least somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, in real life, the race happens constantly. Like, dry race, constantly.
So, I am going to grab a beer in a second, so I will actually just ride on board with the first guy out of the pits, and I should be back by the time he crosses the line. And
Priorities.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not getting paid for this. So the least I can do is have a beer.
What are we going to do, pay ourselves?
Yeah, that's like a top-class charity.
I'll pay you, you pay me.
Disabled, enabled, full track map. All the settings are there. And there is a McLaren making a move. Who was
Teddy
that?
Henke, the first man out the pits.
No, that will be Steve Otto, so I'll ride and board him and I'll be back in a few minutes.
No, it's Teddy Henke, the first man out the pits.
I have a Ferrari.
I'm having a little bit of, like, screen glitch as Teddy Henke was coming out the pits. It was like, I'm not entirely sure what screen I should be on.
Ah, okay, yeah, maybe I glitched as well, Teddy. I'm on board with Teddy there now. Back in a tick.
Okay, let's take a look at and see what tyres everybody is on. So we have Sam Madston out in the pits, coming out on mediums. Paranoid, Warrior Huntsman, Bark Mandu, Kane Lowry, Guitar Maniac, and Gainful are on the mediums. Teddy Henke, Steve Otto, Dylan, Ninja, Osso Bosso, Richie, Reggie, and the Sociopath have all opted for the softs. And there's quite a few cars that just come out of the pits all together, so that's an interesting one. See if they're going to leave each other any space. Steve Otto is coming round the end of sector 1 and has invalidated, so the next man through will be Teddy Henke. Gets a little bit out of shape there, but doesn't do a purple sector 1 as he's only the second man through. But the first man to set a time through there, so it obviously would be purple. Let's see how he's going to get on for the remainder of his lap. Just reading the comments, Mechanical and Colin and T-Bag both saying that dropped to second and didn't invalidate an entire lap, well, any laps throughout their practice session before the race, but then just couldn't hook up a lap during Q1. It does happen. Just make sure you get it out with your system very early doors and get on with it in the race, and hope that you don't do that in the race. As Teddy Henke does a 1:39, so he's now in the 30s. and he's just pulled off to the side. Teddy Path is just on a 31.6. That's surely that's a banker lap, as he doesn't really want to be doing too many laps on these sets of tyres. At the moment, he's just on the 32 dead on set of mediums. Steve Otto is the next man along by the looks of it. Yeah, exactly, T-Bag. Free tyre choice. Make sure you pick your tyres properly, otherwise if the rain does come about 5 to 10 laps in, you don't want to be on softs, as they will fall off of a cliff very early on that heavy fuel load. So just make sure you're keeping an eye out for your tyre wear. Steve Otto is about to come across the line. Warrior Hunt and does a 131.3. Well, 131.4, we'll round it up.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's a solid time from Teddy Henke there.
It is. The medium runners are slightly behind where I thought they would, or the soft runners have just been slightly off the pace themselves.
Yeah. Trying to find who is on a hot lap at the moment.
Osso and Paranoid, both of which have been validated. Reggie is the next man coming through the final sector.
Okay, I'll jump on Reggie, see how he does. He's just starting to flare there now. Oh no, he's not.
No, Reggie Star.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, just coming around the final, and he's dived into the pits. Cheers, Reginald.
Yeah, my game is glitching a bit as well, to be honest.
I was riding on board with Teddy Henke as he was coming out the pits, and it was trying to like hand it back into the pits, but keep it in along the pit lane as well.
Yeah. Just on board with Bachman Dude, who's coming towards the start finish line. Is he on a lap? No, he's gone.
Yep, and he's in the pits.
Well.
Okay, there's slowing down to make sure you hit the pit limit, and then there's coming to an entire like full-on stop.
Yeah, man, but that's a Basso there though, who is in sector 3 heading towards the right-handers. Let's see what he can do. I'm very, very, very surprised with rain forecast that people are starting on the softs. The rain tends to come a bit later than predicted. Them softs are going to be off the cliff within 10 minutes.
Yep, already given that bit of advice.
Yeah, even that, they won't even last 10 minutes. They'll last about 5-6 laps, maybe.
Yep. That's exactly what I just said, especially on the heavy fuel load.
This looks quick. It's a 30.6 from Asso Basso. That's provisional pole. That's the third driver today into the 30s. That's a decent lap. Steve Otto is coming out on inters for some reason. Or he's not. He's just selected him in-game. So, yeah, cool. I was just going to say... Ooh, oh, Guitar Maniac, is he gone?
No.
No, I'm not... Yeah, he's moving again. Bit of a moment there. That's what I said. If you don't nail that turn 1, it really puts you out of shape into turn 2.
I really do wonder how he lost it that badly there. How he ended up backwards in that barrier. That is... Fortunately enough for him, it was only his outlap.
Yeah.
When he didn't pull away straight away, he was just doing the smart thing and letting his tyres cool down. Because I'm assuming that all he did was just stamp on the brake and just hope they didn't spin out.
I'm on board with Richie 560 there now at the moment. There's good lash cars that outlaps there though, so he's the first one. So might stay on board with him and see how he does. Colin saying softs ain't that bad. Done a full fuel load on them during practice. Yeah, they are bad, Colin. They're okay for it. They're okay for a two-stopper. But if you were getting rain 10 to 15 minutes in, like, the only thing I would say
them
is,
like you would anyone with COVID.
everybody's on soft, so everybody's going to be in the same boat. Huntsman and Guitar both on the mediums, so I would fancy them at this moment in time to be well up there when it comes to the race. Safety car dependent, obviously, as Richie starts his flying lap into turn 1. Wants to get a bit wider there.
Yeah, use the curb at the exit of the pit lane.
Yeah.
In order to line up your entrance to turn 1. And then as soon as you've hit the apex of turn 1, you've got to be turning right to go through turn 2.
Yeah. Also, just commenting, didn't feel like a 36. Well, it was. So, happy days.
What was your pole time Friday night? It was a 29 something, wasn't it?
I'm going to say a 29.5 or 29.7. I'm not sure. Something that was high 29s anyway.
Yeah.
Or mid 29s. I'm not sure. So, 29 something.
I went P4 with a 29.9 or 30 dead. There wasn't a whole bunch of time between us.
Yeah, as I said, I was in P6 when I crossed the line, 2 seconds to go. So, yeah, a lot of pressure. Had a horrendous race.
Yeah. You still finished better than I did. I only managed to secure a point.
Point is a point.
Yeah. And I only secured that point by like a 10th and a half. Due to penalties. It was so close. Richie,
oh, yeah.
Guys, come on. At least finish your flying laps for us.
Richie must have had something. Who's coming across there? That's a Merc. That's either Bark or Kane Lowry. That is Kane Lowry, who's invalidated. So,
Kane Lowry is in an Aston, by the way, not a Merc.
Ooh. Okay.
Barkmandu's invalidated in sector 3.
Yeah.
Huntsman is on an outlap.
I'm running with Gainful, who I haven't been on with yet, and he just set up purple sector 1, and that is a genuine sector 1 because he has set a time already.
Yep,
so
and is currently just under 3 temps in the green, or just over 3 temps in the green, going through sector 2.
Where do you see? And he just set a purple sector 2 as well.
Yeah. So it looks like he is going to put himself in and around Ninja. That out, like
Clayton Mulrooney just commented. Who's he?
I don't know. And he will correct you and say Mulroney.
Yeah, Mulrooney, whatever.
There's no double O.
It's the language barrier. Gainful lost a bit of time there in sector 3, but he's still. Oh, he didn't. 130.479. That's Gainful on provisional pole.
Yep.
You know what? Give me a bit of stick when you get some points from work. I'm gonna have a flick through. Who haven't I been on with?
Ninja has invalidated, so there's no point looking at his lap because he's now in the pits. Sociopath down in P9. I want a fresh set of softs, looking at pushing himself up the order, and he's in the final sector.
Yeah, I'm on board with Sociopath at the moment.
But I think he's also got Barkmandu very close behind him. Of which one of them's just gone into the pits, but nope, they're both coming across the line.
That could work well for Bark, who has not opened his DRS for some reason, or else was late. A Sociopath up to P6.
Barnes just put himself P10.
I don't think Bark opened his DRS. Yeah, his wing. I didn't see it opening. Strange. As I run back to sector 3 now and see who's coming across. Sam Madsen is invalidated. Guitar Maniac is on a flyer and he looks to set a time. Let's see what he can do. Needs to get a.
It doesn't look like it's going to be the quickest time, but it's got to be reasonable. I think it'll be enough to get inside the top 10. Nope.
Man,
P15.
that's a surprise. That's a big surprise. and I don't think. Yeah, that's surprising. Still, though, I still think you're going to have a clear advantage here. As who am I on with? Sociopath is on an in-lap. Is there anyone left on the flyer?
Nope. And where there's a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3, we can't see how 28 seconds left of the session.
Warrior Huntsman is on a lap, I think.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is on a lap. We'll stick on with Warrior Huntsman and see what he can do. On the cusp now, but as I said, I don't think Barker's getting around again.
I don't think he is. He was too late. So Huntsman, if he actually manages to pull one out of the bag here, and he's in the pits, if he manages to get through, he's the only man starting on mediums.
Yeah, he just came into the pits, so let's see. Guitar went for another one.
Mallory's coming round the final sector.
Yeah,
and then yeah, Guitar Maniac made it, by the way.
Yeah, the only thing is he has no battery, so let's see what he can do.
P13.
And that's a P4 from Kane L'Oreal into the 30s again. A lot of guys dipping into the 30s now in Q2.
Ninja is currently sat in the pit, so he's got Sam Madston, who's in the pits, and
Guitar.
That's it. That's it. Ninja is through.
That's a surprise in Q2, losing Warrior Huntsman, Bachmandu, Guitar. I was expecting him there to be up and around it. Losing Richie and Sam Madsen as well. To be honest, that Bachmandu in P12 on the softs, he's better off being out here. You know, Warrior Huntsman nicely set there.
Yeah, he'll start P11 and probably have a fresh set, probably take the fresh set mediums to start the race.
Yeah, so as I said, we are losing Warrior Huntsman, Bachmandu, Richie, Guitar Maniac, Sam Madsen, and that was a solid lap from Gainful there. Very tight between the top 7.
Yeah. We've also got Sedi Luck, aka Colby, aka Luke, commenting in the YouTube saying good luck to Championship 3. It's nice to see guys from the championships above getting involved and cheering them on. And yes, Teabag, Huntsman is out. It is a rarity, but it does happen. Yeah,
Eric, their Guitar Maniacs in the mediums are slow on this track. They probably are, but I still think if we're looking at rain 10 to 15 minutes in, them guys from P10 or P11 down, it's in their hands. I think, you know, you're gonna the soft runners, they can't extend that stint
unless there's a safety car on like lap 2.
Yeah, and even at that, you'd want another one, because I don't see rain in 10 minutes. You know, Jeff, you know, could be 20 minutes just as easy. So who knows?
Jeff's time frame is about as reliable as Dan saying he'll be back in 5 minutes and he's nipping out for a smoke.
Yeah, I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Half an hour later, we're still sat there waiting for him.
Who is the first man on track is the question.
It's Teddy Henke again. No, it's not. It's Ninja and Reggie Star.
Yeah, I'll wait aboard with Dan here. I haven't seen much of Dan. Just trying to look.
If Baby Dan actually manages to secure a front row now, we're going to look like idiots.
Yeah, well, as I said, no disrespect to the guys that are in Q3. There's a few surprises there, but hats off, you know. Maybe it's not surprising that they're in Q3. It's just surprising that who got knocked out in Q2.
Yeah, qualifying is always luck of the draw as to when you go out and how you hook your lap up. Because sometimes we've been there, we've gone out and we've gone, oh, that lap was like, we've been midway round our lap and been like, oh, it's a terrible lap. Cross the line and we've put ourselves like top 2.
Yeah.
It just felt like an awful lap, and then we crossed the line without even looking at the time, and we're like, oh, P2, or so on. I do that a lot.
So Ninja just got passed there by a Haas. I'm not sure. It's either Haas
Yeah,
or...
that's Reggie style.
That's Reggie, yeah.
Mage just joined.
Who?
Maged.
Okay, didn't see that pop up, but...
I think Baby Dan has sent him an invite for the race.
Yeah, that's cool. I just hope it doesn't glitch the lobby.
Yeah. If it glitches the lobby, then we get to call the Welsh one the Welsh one.
Yeah, so just on board with Dan, who is just through turn 2 there, head to turn 3. See what he can do.
Even though Reggie was also on a flying lap, he got out of the way, which was a surprise to see.
Yeah, possibly had a moment.
Yeah, I believe so. It looked like it because he just kind of snapped one way and then ended up in the runoff.
Dan looking quite pacey here.
I think it's like France is one of those tracks where, yes, you've got the mammoth straights in between, like in the run up to the chicane, and after it in the run up to turn 11 and 12.
Yeah.
But in between that, you've got all the tight technical bits where you actually need to be able to turn.
Yeah,
so
that was
lines through that.
That was a solid line there through turn 13 from then. Really nice. Let's see what he can do as he's coming up. Not sure how fast or slow it'll be, but he's
I think it's going to be a 30.9.
That's a 30.6.
That was up there with last qualies.
That was a great lap from Dan, and Paranoid coming in with a 30.7. Steve Otto at a 31.2. As we have an Alpine that looks to be off in sector 2, but now he's moving again.
Bearing in mind, Baby Dan is flying the flag for Ferrari solo this week because
30.8 from Kane Lowry, as we have a Haas just passing, which is also, I think, and a 30.4 from also. Oh man, there's 4 tenths between P1 and P5 currently.
That lap was that good, I had to say his name 3 times.
Yeah, that was God, we're getting some quick laps here. As I am on the Paranoid, who is on the way in.
Yep, Q3 is the point of where, if you've got an empty track ahead of you, just enter Godsend mode and hope to not crash.
So Reggie and Gainful are both on out laps. Who is ahead? Gainful is ahead. I'll stay on with Gainful. Who has just come to the pits.
Reggie is also invalidated his lap, may I add, so he's probably going to go straight into the pits.
Has he invalidated? Yeah,
it's red.
Yeah. And he's looking to be going a bit slow.
So Guitar Maniac is actually cheering on Baby Dan at the moment.
So I'm on with Kane Lowry. Yeah, he's on an in lap. Quite difficult to see. There should be some sort of an indicator if a fella's on a flying lap or not.
I've said this. I said this. I can't remember who I said it to a few weeks ago. That, do you know where when you sat in the pitch, you have the little like yellow triangle for an out lap. When you sat in the pits, white X for flying lap, and green for like out lap, and red for green for out lap and red for in lap. The circles. Yeah. If they could do that, but on people's like little mini map icon.
Ooh, Teddy Henke disqualified. What happened there? Looks like he caught. Actually, he was just stopped at the pit entrance. Did he catch the wall?
On the way. Yeah, dropped it on the way into the pits.
Whoa, yeah, I'm on board with Steve Otto here now, who just set a purple sector 1, heading up the first DRS straight.
Dylan is just behind him as well. So I'll ride on board with Dylan. You stay on board with Steve.
Oh, Steve just had a moment there. So, yeah, I'm going to drop back to Dylan there, who is on a flyer.
Do you know that one-off livery that Alpha did a few races ago?
Yeah.
I think it was Monza. I hope they actually use that going forward, like into next season. But if the reports are true, Alfa Romeo won't be Alfa Romeo next season.
Yeah.
The guy that owns the team Roman Grosjean drives for in IndyCar is looking at buying them out.
That's interesting.
And if he does, then Grosjean gets a seat back in F1.
That is Dylan now just crossing the line at a 130.6 up to P2. This is one of the close Q3s we've had, for sure. And you still have Gainful and Sociopath, who are more than capable of dipping to the 29s. This is close.
T-Baggage just confirmed what I said. Something Andretti from IndyCar is looking at buying this Sauber Alfa Romeo team from Kimi Raikkonen.
What happened to Reggie Starr? Not sure.
He just retired the car.
Yeah.
He didn't settle that. Didn't leave the pitch. Just retired the car. Which he's going to start P9 at lowest anyway.
Yeah, I'm just on board with Gainful there now. He is on an out lap, and I will drop back to Sociopath, who should be halfway around his lap at that stage.
Yes. We both know Gainful's got decent one lap pace.
Yeah, he just came around the last turn there and he floored it in second with no traction. I have no idea how he stayed on the track.
That was a little bit wide, but managed to stay within track limits. Reggie retired and left the lobby.
Do you want to try and drop an invite?
Yes, I will do. So, not sure what happened there. If he doesn't rejoin shortly, I will drop him a DM and tell him to get his ass back in the session.
He's in the tier 3 chat saying he has a problem with his controller, possibly, so that's unfortunate for Reggie. As Gainful is in sector 3, just through turn 13. Nice line there, nicely wide over the curve as well. Try and get all that pace, to as much pace as you can. As he's heading towards the last turn, watch this. He floors it in second. I can't understand how he doesn't drop it. And this looks quick. Ooh, it's a 31 dead from Gainful. That has him in P6. I drop back to Sociopath now, who is also coming around.
Reggie Starr will not be rejoining.
Let's see what Sociopath can do here.
Sociopath, yeah.
He's heading for a 30, I would think. 31.
30.8.
30.743, and that's a good guesstimate, and that's P4 for Sociopath.
Seeing as I saw absolutely none of his lap. Literally saw him coming around the final corner, that was it.
And also Basso just starting a flyer. Currently P1.
Baby Dan is still sat in the pits. He must be comfortable with where he's starting.
Yeah, he ain't coming back out.
Paranoid is on an outlap.
Oh, that's also Basso, who hasn't validated, so he's not going to improve. So he's just hoping nobody else improves.
He's got 2 temps to play with, which, yes, it's only a small chunk of time in retrospect, but it is a huge amount of time to find on a lap.
Yeah, so to me, it just looks like Paranoid, Kane, Lowry, and Steve Otto are the only 3 that are going to be able to improve at this stage.
So also potentially on pole, provisional pole as it stands. Steve Otto is on an outlap that's invalidated, so hopefully he won't spend any more time off track and invalidate the next lap as well. If I was him, I would actually back it up from the back of Sociopath. Otherwise, he's going to catch a lot of turbulent air going through turn 1 and 2. and he does not want that.
I'm just going to stay on board with Kane Lowry now, and I will drop back to Paranoid then after, who won't be too far from his finish. Let's
Kane
see
Lowry, yeah. That Aston does look good though.
Yeah, for sure. He's fractionally down in Sector 1. Or, sorry, up.
We currently have Steve in the comments. Cheering on baby dad.
And the hot tub is amazing. Steve, I mean this in the nicest way possible. I hope you drop your phone into the hot tub.
Yeah. Kane Lowry's just done a purple sector 2.
Purple sector 2, yeah. If he can hook up sector 3 here, he could be thereabouts.
Yep. This turn 13 is an awkward corner.
It is horrible.
Because it's flat out entrance, and then as you're turning in, the braking zone starts.
Oh, he went very wide there. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was trying to take that wide and then just cut in and curve a small bit. This looks quick.
Yes.
Yeah,
is he gonna jump?
Let's see.
He's got to be P2.
That's P4. I'll jump back with Paranoid now, who is heading for just through 13 there now as well.
Gave that curve a wide berth. Wrong Tim is in saying, let's go also. Dylan, decent lap. Stephen, no phone is completely waterproof. They're water resistant.
Ooh, that is up to P2 for Paranoid, who just fractionally misses out on pole.
Yeah, and that is it.
That is it, yeah. That is it. That was close. 2/10 between first and sixth.
Yeah, that's
incredible.
It is. Teddy Henke getting disqualified for what I'm assuming is expletive reasons on his behalf.
I just looking back, Teabag said he clipped the wall on the right and did a spin around to try and come back into the pits, and it disqualified him, which was a pity because Teddy did look to have the pace here.
Mechanical. Hit it with a hammer, then drop it in the tub.
Yeah, Steve has an answer for everything.
Yes, he does.
So as we look to start the race, we have also Bosso taking P1, Paranoid P2, Sociopath P3, Dylan P4, Ninja P5, Kane Lowry P6, Kane for P7, Steve Otto P8, Steve Otto P8, Reggie P9, and Teddy Henke P10. This makes for a very, very, very interesting race. Let's see.
Have you realised that pretty much every 3 teams got 2 drivers into the top 10? 4 teams actually. Everyone else got two cars.
I'll be back in a second there for the formation up.
Sorry, I've just seen the YouTube comments. Wrong Tim saying that also is the best in the way, and also just outright saying no, he's not. Dylan, the rain around here, it either is just a little bit or it's full wets straight off the bat. There is no ifs and buts about it. Like Friday night, we were lucky that we had interweather during qualifying and then a dry race. Bear in mind, guys, don't ready up immediately because Mage will need to pick a setup as he joined late. Oh, that does not look very good. It looks dark.
That looks quite dark.
Yeah, yeah.
That looks like, at that level of darkness, this may just play into the soft runners. If you can get rain, what, like maybe lap 7, maybe lap 8. You know, I think the softs will be gone lap 7, 8 max.
I'm currently being told off.
By who?
Chloe.
Good. You deserve it. I'd have no information as to what's going on, but you deserve it. And mechanical.
If I had hiccups during Q1, I was like, no, I was eating.
Yeah, I forgot to mention the pizza. Colin just saying, whoops, not sure exactly what happened there. We've had another incident under. You have King of the Hills and Richie D came together. Yep. So yeah, not being smart, but it really amazes me how you have incidents under the formation now.
Yes,
like your tires don't get any colder. The game keeps the tires at temperature when you come over the line. So just leave the space. There is no panic. You know,
yeah,
no,
as soon as the AI takes control, your tire temps say, oh, it's raining.
What?
Jump on board with Mage, it's raining.
Oh, that's not good. Ho ho ho! That's not good. I'm gonna book 4 hours off work tomorrow for incidents.
I have actually booked the weekend of the season finale, so the Friday and the Monday off of work. So on the Sunday, if my commentary starts to sound like Jabba the Hutt, it's because I'm drunk. That's all I can say there.
This possibly will. Can you get a lap in here? Oh, I think it's too wet. I think we're going to see everybody back in after lap 1.
I'm predicting a safety car lap 1 now. Someone's going to try and floor it, and they're just going to drop it, and it's going to take someone out. And my bet is turn 4. Do you know that first bit of the right-hander at the end of sector 1?
Yeah, this is not good. I'm going to stick on with Dylan and see how this goes. 10 cars to DNF in the first corner, Steve says.
Clayton just told me I sound like Jabba the Hutt anyway. At least it's better than Gunter Steiner that I got previously.
I'm just looking at the track. It doesn't appear to be overly wet. They may get a lap or they may all come in. Hard to say. Let's see what happens. I'll let you take it away.
And we're away. That was a terrible start to the race, but anyways, cars literally going everywhere. A few slow starts at the back. At least on the upside, Mage joining this late actually may have benefited him because he got to pick his setup for the race, not quali. So he may have just gone for a full wet setup.
Oh, that is Sam Madsen going well off the track there. I'm surprised he didn't get a penalty for that. That was a superb race start. Absolutely superb, given the conditions. Oh, Guitar Maniac is gone, I think. I'm not sure. No, he's not. We did lose someone. That is Sam Madsen, who looks to have had a moment. Steve Otto and Richie also down a lot of places. They seem to have had some sort of issue there.
That was someone taken to the runoff on the chicane. I'm not sure who it was, but I just saw someone dive off into the runoff.
They look to be quite comfortable. It'd be interesting to see if they come in for inters or will they stay out. That track doesn't, obviously it's hard from where I am, but it doesn't look wet. Are they going to try and come in or will they get another lap? Hard to say. I'm going to stick on with Asa and see what he does.
The Maniac just sent 1 on 2 people in one corner.
Okay, so we have a lot of guys diving into the pits now and a lot of guys staying out. Ninja in the pit, Wire, Huntsman in the pits. This could be the call of the century if they do it on time. If it's not wet enough, them inters are going to really struggle.
Yep. the changeover period for me is when DRS is disabled.
Yeah.
That is clearly when it's too wet for softs or slicks.
Yeah, and I suppose it's hard to know at this stage because DRS wasn't enabled, so was it wet enough for it to be disabled? That's Richie.
Yeah, it may not be enabled.
Well,
that's the thing. Steve has just said Ninja. This is Jeff.
Oh, Richie D just had a moment.
At turn 5, turn 4,
I
like
think
I said.
it's looking like it was a great call from the guys to drop in for inters, to be honest with you. A lot of guys struggling here, big time.
I'm just on board with Baby Dan. And yes, even on stream he gets called Baby Dan.
Yeah.
And he is struggling to get any sort of heat in those inters.
Steve Otto and T-Bag and Mage. I'm surprised we didn't have an incident there, but we didn't by the looks of it. A couple of battles going on. I'm going to jump up to Osso again for a second. He got paranoid all over the back of him now, and I expect him to drop in. It's really coming down now. They must be really struggling. This is going to play into to Ninja, Warrior Huntsman, and Richie, I would think.
Also, I was in the pits. Paranoid's opted to stay out.
Okay, that could be a ballsy call. We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
It's that wet. They're struggling to get it stopped for the pit lane.
Who has stayed out? So Dylan and Paranoid have both stayed out. Paranoid setting the fastest lap, which maybe... Yeah, hard to call. A lot of guys dropping in now. King of the Hills, I believe, has stayed out. He has not. He has dropped in. Richie and yeah, so the whole field is coming in here.
Yeah, guys, minus Osso's fan base, because we know who you're going to vote for your winner. Well, nominate as a potential winner. DRS was enabled, then disabled immediately.
Dan James, no, is currently
P8,
P7. Yeah, I just took guitar there.
I think that extra lap on the inters may have actually benefited him because they're now up to temperature. And everybody ahead of him is on cold inters. And struggling to get him up to the temperature. So
it's very interesting to see
here.
That's Dylan with a 3-second time penalty. Dylan and Paranoid are definitely going to come in here. It's just a case of, oh, that's Ninja gone around in sector 1. That's not good for him.
Commentator's curse again.
Yeah, he needs to kind of stay out of the way. That was dodgy.
Steve Otto picked up 3 seconds trying to avoid him there.
I'm just going to jump up with Osso and see what exactly is going to happen here. Dylan and Paranoid are definitely going to come in. It's just a case of did they have enough?
Guitar Maniac's just got 5 seconds for corner cutting.
Yeah, a lot of time penalties here now as they try and get the inters up to speed. Also
Dylan's
closing.
in the pit, sorry, yeah, I've just got a glitch screen every time someone enters the pits.
Yeah, Osso and Dylan are now in the pit lane, and it's just a case of how many positions they lose here. So we'll see, did the gamble pay off, staying out that extra lap on the softs? I don't think it will pay off, to be honest, but we'll see what happens.
Yep, Osso is already on inters and made that stop early, so he's just jumping back into the lead. Smart decision by him.
Yeah, I think that was a bad call from Paranoid. Actually, it's not. He got back out in P3, so
yeah. Wrong turn, right pedal for speed also.
Also looking pretty tasty here. He has a 3.2 second lead out in front, so let's see what happens. I'm trying to see is there any close battles going on.
I've just seen Dylan go past Kane Lowry in the chicane in the middle of the sector.
We have what looks like a mark off in sector 3, and that car is stopped. That is Teddy Henke, who is out in the mediums.
Again, he's in an Aston.
Ah,
it's green.
Yes.
It's green, not blue or black or silver, whichever colour it is.
Yeah, but the Mercedes should be kind of a light green. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, that's unfortunate for Teddy. After, yeah,
the little coloured dot is Patronus blue, isn't it? Which makes no sense. Why isn't it black or silver?
I'm just going to go down here and I'm going to ride on with Gainful, who is on the back of Steve Otto, who has Huntsman on the back of him as well. Kind of a little three-way battle going on here.
Yeah,
I actually found this track wasn't overly bad on the inters. Wet's quite difficult. Inters wasn't bad.
No, you can still pretty much take your existing lines, like your dry lines, on inters. You've just got to be careful of the curbs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not sure about you, but I actually prefer racing in the rain, because then it comes down to your actual skill and pace and not just sticking within DRS to get that overtake.
Yeah, from that point of view, yeah, but for enjoyment purposes, no.
I enjoy wet races, if I'm being honest.
Ooh, looks like Huntsman tapped it back again for there. I'm not quite sure. Will he get a better drive into
got 3 seconds.
Also,
Social Path is actually lowering in the gap on also now. It's nice to see them actually being sensible into braking zones.
I'm going to jump up to Dylan, who is on the back of Paranoid now, but he's after picking up a lot
as I
of
say that, I'm
penalties
on board with Steve and Teabag. That's wheel to wheel. I don't think they could have got any more wheel to wheel. I think that the paint from the wheel rims have just traded.
My dog is trying to put on a headset. Jesus Christ almighty.
Fred on comms.
Fred on comms, that's it.
Sam Madston is racking up the penalties.
Yeah, no, Sam's on 3.
Oh, sorry, it was Dylan that got back-to-back ones.
Yeah, Dylan is on 6 at the moment, so penalties are going to have a lot to say. The field is quite spread out here. Top 6 kind of pulling away though as well. Top 4,
those pit stops have made a big difference.
Yeah.
Like very, very early pit stops have made a big difference there.
Absolutely, yeah, they have.
So, rejoin the stream. Ninja's now on 8 seconds worth of penalties. If he has to pit... Oh, that's teabag round. Looks like he just dropped it by himself.
Yeah. It actually dropped down to Mage, who is half second behind game for at the moment. Quite possibly having a look at him.
Yeah, this is it with the wet. You need to be close enough to actually make a move without DRS, but then you've also got to start looking at maybe going offline to avoid the spray so you can actually see your braking zone.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Overtaking in wet conditions is
it's an art form.
Yeah, unless you know unless you know you have the clear pace of the car ahead, it can be touch and go. I'm going to jump up to King of the Hills at the moment, who is having a right look at Richie D.
Birthday Boy is up in P6.
Yeah, Richie was 3 seconds behind Guitar there, so looking like he doesn't have... See, that's the other thing. How many guys pick the wet setup or even a kind of an intra setup? It's hard to say.
Yeah. Remember Silverstone from season 1?
Oh, Steve Otto. Oh man,
that was close. Yeah, Silverstone season 1, where it was dry quali but wet race, and it was interesting the entire way through. Me and you were sat there like, do we put on a wet setup, do we put on a dry setup? And then we both just adjusted our dry setups, added more ride height and more diff, maybe a little bit more front wing, and went,
I'm not sure. Sorry to cut across here. I'm not sure is King of the Hill struggling or is Steve Otto flying, but he's getting quite close. And Huntsman is right up there now as well.
Huntsman, is he going to make it 3 wide into turn 1?
Yeah, bad idea.
That is brave.
Oh, Huntsman. Oh, man. That was... Was that...
That's why I was saying it was brave.
Yeah, was that necessary? I'm not sure it was.
I don't think it was.
He's lost a lot. Yeah, he hasn't lost a lot of positions, but he has lost a lot of time. Has lost a lot of time.
Yeah, put your teeth back in and try again.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay with Steve Otto. That's what I'm saying again. Warrior Huntsman, good pace again. Little mistake. It's unfortunate, but let's see. It's a recovery drive now to see what he can do. Steve Otto really looking pacey. As he looks to make a move, the cars looked inside each other there, so I'm not sure exactly what's happening there. But Steve Otto looks to have a lot of pace here.
Yeah, he seems to have settled into a rhythm now. And bearing in mind, he's the only man on 6 seconds. Oh, that was a weird line. That cost him a whole bunch of time, and that's put Gainful right on his gearbox. Well, Gainful was redlining in 4th going round turn 11.
Like, to be honest, France can be a difficult place to overtake at the best of times. In the rain, as we saw with Huntsman. Teddy Henke with 10 second. That's strange. Not sure where that could have happened.
He may have got a snap of oversteer and just slid across a corner. It does happen, but he's already on 13 seconds. Dylan's on 9. So if they keep up at this current rate, just under a third of the way through the race.
Ooh, we just lost Steve Otto. No, we didn't. He's not out, but he had a big moment in turn 1. So yeah, the closest battle on the field. Teddy Henke has left the session. Strange.
Is that a rage quit?
Not sure. His car is still going around, so
yeah, that looks like a rage quit.
He could have disconnected. Let's see what happens after. Any close battles going? Yeah, if Huntsman now is really squeezing back as he looks to make a move into the first DRS straight. He is significantly alongside.
Yeah, and he's got it done.
That's
nice
a clean. That's a clean overtake, and fair play at the back there, who left plenty of space into that turn. We have seen a couple of incidents where space was not left and it ended up in issues. So fair play to both drivers there.
Yeah, it is a difficult place to overtake, in fairness, and you've got to have 100% trust in the guy you're going up against. That, especially if you're on the inside of him, that they're not just going to turn in on you.
Steve Otto now getting past Richie D. Richie D is having a torrid time. I wonder, maybe did he go for a full wet setup? Hard to say.
Also 6 seconds worth of penalties. Richie's coming into the pits, unless he now thinks it's full wet weather. I'm just going to stay on board with him and see what tyres he puts on. It does look like it is time for full wets. That looks...
Yeah, it is pretty wet.
He's put another set of inters. He can't have burnt through those inters already. Sam Madsden's just picked up 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane as well. Oh, he had wing damage, that's why.
Yes. We have Guitar Maniac going right on with Guitarno, who is on the back of Ken Lowry, about 4/10 back. Must be treacherous for the guys running OTC in wet weather.
Yeah.
Well, both these drivers don't run TC, so fair game. Nice line from Guitar there, who should...
It's closed up quite a bit there, gained a 10th and a bit.
Yeah, it's gainful now.
Like,
takes King
there's
of the Hills.
Like Guitar and Kane Lowry are together, and then you've got 15 seconds back to Gainful, who's got King of the Hills for company. I think we're going to see him move into turn 1 if he can get a good exit.
Oh, in the rain, dangerous place to be making a move.
Sam Madsden, another 3 seconds. He's on 17 seconds already. He needs to be careful. He's only 10 seconds away from disqualification. And we've got another 17 laps to go.
Yeah, do you know what? You saw a lot of guys struggling with track limit penalties in the dry, so I can only imagine what it's like in the wet. It's different when you're hooking up, you know, if you've a wet quali and you've limited fuel. It's a lot more easy to handle. These guys are still going to be running, you know, well, not full load, but not far off it, which changes the dynamic.
Yeah,
of the
they'll
car
be
completely.
just under a third of the way through the tank, so...
Yeah, he's going to make a move here, surely.
He's not opened his ERS, he's just staying behind. I think he's just trying to pick his spot.
Yeah. They both have similar ERS. This is quite an intriguing battle here. We know Kane Lowry
Sam
has...
Madsden's now up to 20 seconds.
We know Kane Lowry has
jump on board
pace.
with him and just see what he's doing.
Kane Lowry has shown he has had the pace, but he has had a lot of misfortune so far this season. And good results at the same time.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
A couple of back-to-back like podiums and top fives, and then Sam Madsden is literally just off the track at every available opportunity.
Kane Lowry, did he leave Guitar Maniac past there? I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
he seemed to get over
Sam
the way.
Madsden. I'm on jump on board with Sam Madsden for a second. There is absolutely no intention to take these corners properly by the looks of it. Like, just watch the next chicane, and I can guarantee you at least cut part of the corner. The next penalty he receives, it will be disqualification. He's picked up 6 seconds this lap alone. So, like...
Oh, and he's gone. He's had a spin there. Sam having a torrid time here.
I've got a feeling that he went for a full like dry setup.
Yeah, quite possibly. Like with wet coming, I'd have been on a... I'd have been, you know, kind of a tweak. A tweak, yeah. Not a full wet or a full dry.
Yeah. He's going to get disqualified in the next few corners if he continues to stay off track.
Stay on with Teabag now, who is squeezing up to the back of Bark. We'll see what he can do in P13 at the moment.
To Osso's fan base, you're saying let's go Osso, easy win. He's currently got 6 seconds worth of penalties and only 5 seconds ahead of the car behind. So it's anything but easy.
I'm just going to jump on and see position changes. Guitar Maniac, King of the Hills, Mage, they're up 9-10 positions. And
everybody else is just
sitting where they were, couple of guys towards the end who are down. Reggie seems to have got back in. Or is his car just going around ghosted? I'm not quite sure.
It's just going around ghosted.
Okay.
That's why it's not picked up any penalties.
It's kind of tough for a commentator in this scenario. The whole field is spread out. What are you going to do?
As we're getting towards the business end of the season, potential season awards nominations.
Yeah, it's another tricky one. You gotta... Sociopath is going to be... Oh, we just lost Mechanical, I think. Yeah, he's not gone, but he just came around the last corner. Probably came on the power too early. And if he doesn't have wing damage, it's okay. If not, it's going to be a long lap back to the pits.
Even if he does, Richie D behind him is 20 odd seconds behind. Steve Otto, another 3 seconds. Dylan with another 3 seconds.
Yeah, he's got to just jump on Warrior Huntsman there now, who's squeezing Maged.
Sam Madsden with another 3 seconds. That's a surprise that he didn't get disqualified with that one. And he's just dropped it again. He's on 29 seconds worth of penalties.
Huntsman making a move there. I don't think Mage put up much of a fight, to be fair. That's a good call of a driver. You know yourself when there's a guy behind you that has a lot more pace. You just want to leave him off. There's no point going at it.
Pick your battles.
Yeah. I'll jump up with Dylan, who is within a second of Paranoid. Let's see what he can do.
He's also got to pass Paranoid and gap him by 9 seconds.
Yeah. Also, just squeezing that gap, heading towards that 6-second marker all the time as we have a McLaren off in Sector 2. That is King of the Hills. Or second, or into the pits.
He's in the pits.
And he didn't need a win.
A D8 battle apparently, so the battle for
as a Ferrari, the Ferrari pit crew are making a move as well, so we're
Is
going to
that
have a
for
Ferrari
Ninja?
in.
That is for
Ninja in the pits as well, yeah.
Oh, after the update, they've actually updated Ferrari's Halo. They've added the Halo sponsor. It shows on how much I had to look at the Ferrari. So a Huntsman is closing in on Steve Otto now, and has dropped Maged quite clearly.
Yeah.
Maged has had a moment. He's gone off track. Barks just got past him.
I'm going to stick on with Huntsman for a bit.
So Baby Dan pitted, took a fresh set of inters to go to the end, and took his 5-second penalty off in the process, which may benefit him. They only swap positions with mechanical, so
yeah.
Wrong Tim, top 10 things that we didn't know about F1 or in general.
I would assume it's about F1, but in general probably would be more interesting.
Where's Josh when we need him? That man is an encyclopedia of useless knowledge about F1.
Yeah, there's literally nothing happening here, bar Huntsman on the back of Steve Otto, so apologies to the other guys. I'm just going to have to run on with this as Huntsman is closing
is actually...
Steve Otto had a bit of a moment. Can T-Bag capitalise on that?
Now I know why Sam Madston didn't get disqualified. He had 5 seconds that could be served at his next pit stop. Which he has pitted, so it was taken off. So, but he still is only 3 seconds away from disqualification now. So that's not good news. At this rate, he's got to finish behind Reggie who's not even in the race. Yep, Sam Madston just retired. Was that in the pits? Nope. Where was that? As he just full on dropped it.
Sam Madston DNF. Is that a full? That is a full safety car.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where he's dropped it. It looks like it was in the pits.
A lot of guys bouncing into the pits now. So paranoid. It's interesting to see is anyone going to try and stay out.
He crashed in the pit lane.
Ooh, I saw him paranoid going for full widths. Dylan choosing to stay out.
Start of sector 2. Apparently,
possibly a bit of a. Is Dylan, with the penalties he has, is he looking to go to the end? A lot of guys dropping in now for the wets. This is interesting.
Yeah. No speed in the pit lane, baby Dan. There we go. Yeah, full wets looks like it's the way to go for the final 12 laps.
Yeah, it is coming down.
Barks just got 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. If
Sociopath chose to win. Sociopath, Guitar Maniac, Gainful, Huntsman, Steve Otto, they've all decided to stay on the Inters. Obviously it's hard to tell from here, but the track does look quite wet.
There's puddles and everything. It's not just wet. That is drenched.
Won't be finding
out. So Sam Madston apparently dropped it where they are now.
I'm going to use this opportunity to go to the toilet.
Dan will be back in 5 hours.
Something like that,
yeah. Any more water and they'd need submarines. Some of the comments we do get here are actually quite amusing. So keep them coming. It gives us something to talk about under a safety car because, well, Dan's just left to go to the toilet. And We've got 2 laps under a safety car, so... oh, Dylan just got disqualified. Dylan has just been disqualified for ignoring yellow flags. So I'm assuming he overtook somebody and didn't hand the place back, thinking it'd just give him a 5-second penalty. That's not good. He's got to be very, very angry. That is both Alfa Romeos out of the race, so no points for them. Oh, Dylan, how does that work? How do you get disqualified for entering the pits unless you overtook someone on the way in? But given the pit lane layout, you do jump a few positions. Okay, so Dylan just got disqualified for ignoring yellow flags while pitting.
How is that possible? He was leading.
Because of the pit lane here, because of its layout, you actually do overtake people on the way into the pit lane.
Okay.
And given the fact that it's raining and the safety car, they're not moving.
I'm just looking at the...
quickly.
oh, do we have a Ferrari there that binned it? Ninja.
That better not be Baby Dan.
Yeah, he didn't bin it, but... It's very interesting to see how this plays out. This is either ingenious from Sociopath, Guitar Maniac, Huntsman and Steve Otto, or they will be really badly compromised. Obviously, if they didn't go on the full wets, Jeff must have been telling them something that we don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, they didn't stay on inters for no reason, so did he tell them it's not wet enough, or... Interesting to see how it plays out.
The field is actually just waiting on Richie D, who is having a torrid time and has just dropped it. And Ninja. Let me put it this way. Richie D is on the DRS straight. The leaders and the rest of the pack are going round the final couple of corners.
Yeah, I'm just gonna jump on. Is maybe the wets? It's obviously as the cars are going slow. It's hard to say, but is he having a bit of trouble? Oh!
He's on inters.
Oh, he came back into the pits. Is he going back in for inters?
I was on about Richie D, not Richie 56789.
Yeah, Richie's gone in. He's gone for another set of wets.
He picked up wing damage under the safety car, but didn't get 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Peculiar.
And he just retired, or the game glitched? One or the other.
Who's this?
Richie 567. As we just look at an empty pit box and a bunch of
No, he's back out.
He's back out. Yeah, it was a bit of a glitch. Okay, will this keep the
Ninja
safety car out for another lap?
Yeah. So that's what Reggie started down. Richie 5678 down entire lap now. Baby Dan is currently picking up penalties under the safety car.
You would imagine the safety car is going to be in this lap. He surely will be.
It's gotta be.
Has to be. 10 lap sprint to the end. Will the Inter turn out to be a good call or a bad call? I'm not sure. Richie
Baby Dan
really
is
struggling
up
on
the
the
back of the
Inters.
field now. Yeah, Baby Dan's caught up. Now got 6 seconds. Yep, safety car in this lap.
I will jump on with Paranoid in P3 for the restart.
Yep, so you get the full look at the grid.
It's very intriguing for me to see how this is going to work out. Just looking at there's puddles everywhere. These Inters are going to be horrid. Have to be.
Yeah, you missed it. One of our fan base Said if it got any wetter, they need submarines.
Yeah, I saw that. I personally think the Inters are a bad call. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see.
Baby Dan, Colin. They came together. I think that's Baby Dan and a front wing. Huntsman, 5-second penalty for overtaking under the yellow flags. Actually, that's a good thing. Jump to the front of the field to see if anybody tries to make a move before the start-finish line.
Also makes a restart.
Oh, that's someone gone. That's Huntsman.
That's Huntsman. Oh, that is the Inter again. I would think. Is that going to be another safety car?
Doubt it, because they've got an entire lap to move that car.
Yeah. I'm just trying to look at Paranoid's time. He's closing in on Sociopath big time. Big time. It looks to me like the Inters were the wrong choice.
Also, Guitar Maniac actually is standing a chance at getting a podium. And he's also up 10 places. So,
am I missing something? Why did also is leading? What's the problem? Is my game glitched?
he picked up another 3-second penalty.
Ah, yes.
So he's now on 9 seconds. But the car behind him is on Inters.
Maybe, do you know what? Paranoid losing a lot of time to Sociopath. Are the Inters the way to go? I'm not quite sure. Just going to drop down to mechanical for a while. Who's having a look at Mage.
Mage is up there deserving of Driver of the Day nomination as we're getting towards that point of the race. Started dead last, didn't have any qualifying, jumped in last minute and is up in P10 with no penalties. So he could actually climb into P9.
Paranoid dropping way off the back of Sociopath. I'm wondering whether the wet's the wrong call. It's hard to say because yeah, Sociopath is kind of reeling in also as well, a small bit. Be interesting to see if this rain gets any heavier.
Yeah. Guitar Maniac is looking on track for at least P2.
Actually going to jump up now as he is on the back of Guitar, who isn't too far away from Sociopath either.
Yeah. Guitar Maniac is within a second of the car ahead, and he's got no penalties, and the cars ahead have got 3 seconds and 9 seconds respectively, and the car behind him has got 15, so he's in cruise control at the moment. He wanted to try and get past Sociopath on track, but he's got a big task to do that.
Yeah, like if he just stays where he is, he's on for a P2 after starting.
Yeah. Oh, big moment. A little bit of a warble coming out of there, got on the curb, and it just unsettled the car massively. There are a few battles going on now. Kane Lowry is closing up on the back of Steve Otto, but there's no need to overtake him on track, given the amount of penalties he's got. Teabag is... Let me put it this way, Steve Otto, if it finished how it is now, he's dropping from P5 down to P9.
It looks like the Inter's were the call. Just looking at it, Paranoid now 3 seconds behind Sociopath, and really Guitar is going to look to make a move in Paranoid here at some
We've got
point.
a yellow flag in the final sector, which looks like one of the Alpines. Ninja is up another place. It was King of the Hills.
Yeah. Or Mechanical.
Who has got no front wing. No, he has got a front wing.
Yes. He's going to stick with Guitar Maniac for a while. He seems to have a lot of pace here. Paranoid really struggling. Looks like the wets were the wrong decision, but yeah, kind of. It's one of them ones you make a decision and see what happens. That's all you can
make
do,
the decision on the fly. Is he gonna try it now? He is. solid on the brakes there. A lot of respect given by both parties.
It looks like Guitar Maniac is going after Sociopath. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, he's got, what, 4 seconds up? He's 4 seconds up the road. 4 and a bit seconds. So 7 laps to go.
Like, if you think about
Steve
it,
Otto with another 5 seconds.
He's more or less guaranteed P2. Is there any point in binning it, trying to get close to Sociopath? With 7 laps left, just under 4 seconds, is he going to get close enough to attempt an overtake? 5 cent might be just cruising.
He is, like, that gap is dropping. It's just dropped from 4.2 seconds to 3.6 in a couple of corners. He is a man on a mission. It does help that Sociopath is right on the back of... that is Steve Otto on 30 seconds worth of penalties. 33 seconds.
That was a lovely clean move there, and also not putting up too much of a fight to be fair to him.
Also is mainly just trying to secure his own podium.
Yeah, that's good racing. Like to see that. Intelligent.
But Guitar Maniac is now within 2.7 of the leaders. Yeah,
he's going to be having a look. It's just a case, if he can get past also fairly quick, we could have another Russia moment.
Yeah.
I had a flashback of that earlier.
The thing is, these two are very evenly paced. The Sociopath has been Mr. Consistent. That is the only difference. But
he's closing. He could be having a look at this by the next lap.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. He's very, very close. He's only 1.9 behind. He's 3 seconds behind the leader. So he's getting there. But also has been dropped by Sociopath is now clearly out ahead and is dropping. Also, if Osso puts up any sort of fight, it is over for Guitar Maniac.
Yeah, he has the pace here. Absolutely, this is intriguing.
He's already within a second.
Osso doesn't want to fight him. Osso just wants to stay ahead of Paranoid, I would think.
Yeah, look at this. He's already on his gearbox, and it's only been a lap, but he's already 3 seconds behind. But also, Guitar Maniac is absolutely he's not even rinsing his ERS. He's just got that pace.
Yeah, that was similar from Osso there again. That, you know what, that's top class from Osso. Hard to take, but you know, does what he has to do.
How is Steve Otto on 31 seconds worth of penalties and has not been disqualified?
Yeah, Osso's going to drop quite a bit here. Let's see. Guitar Maniac now 3.4 seconds off. Just trying to look around the field to see if there's any other battles going on, which there isn't.
There is Gainful and Teabag.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
I jumped on board just as it was coming to an end and Teabag was off the track. So that looks like elbows out attacking. And then you've got Mage on the back of Barkman. No, that is...
That's Barkman, yeah.
Yeah, so
just got another 3 second penalty, and he just made a move up the inside. That was... Looked like Mage just left them... Oh, sorry, other way around, is it?
No, Mage did make the move on Bark. It looks like Bark just let him through.
Yeah, good driving. 8 seconds of penalties. What's the gain?
He's only going to drop into P10 where he is because everybody behind him is on ridiculous penalties, except for Richie D, who's only on 6. But Baby Dan may have 5 seconds to come off. Mechanical may have 5 seconds to come off. It does depend on who hit who.
Yeah.
I'm
just going to jump on with
King of the Hills
for a second.
King of the Hills is in the pits. Is he putting on a set of inters?
Kane Lowry, actually, as Claire just pointed out, Kane Lowry is quite possibly looking at a podium here.
Yeah. All he's got to do is pull in well, stay in the gap he's got.
Guitarno,
But
4.4 seconds behind Sociopath.
yeah,
I'm just wondering, did he rinse his tyres trying to get there? And he is using a lot of ARS now, as is
but so is
Sociopath.
Sociopath trying to extend that gap. As you say, that gap's just dropped from 4.4 down to 4.
Yeah.
What are these phantom yellow flags?
Could quite possibly be a glitch.
Mage, Bark, and Teabag are all within half a second of each other. I think that's the closest battle on track as we stand. Also, with another penalty.
Yeah, that's more or less guaranteed Ken Lowry's podium if he can stay within 3 seconds of Paranoid.
Yep. At the moment, Teabag is actually fighting for his life for P7.
Yeah, I just on board of that now. Barkman Do is behind as well.
Yeah. But they are, like, all three of them are on wet tyres, so there's no like outright pace advantage, like tyre-wise.
Yeah, look, I know I said it, but looks like the wets were the wrong option.
Yeah.
But, ooh, May just had a bit of a moment there.
Yeah,
Bark had a go at him now
great
after.
drive.
Bark maybe
gone back up in. Ooh. Gainful's just picked up 3 seconds.
Bark possibly maybe feeling he had the pace after leaving him through initially. Mage has no penalties, so he could jump quite a bit here as well. Bark on 8 seconds ahead of him. You've Teabag on nothing. Teabag could jump a spot as well.
Yeah, if he can pull in a second, which is just lost time. Like, Teabag is pretty much secured P7 as Bark is in P8, Mage P9. Mage doesn't have any penalties, so he will jump his teammate. But
If Bark not looking at Teabag, but
yellow flag in sector 1, I believe that is Baby Dan. No, it wasn't. That was Steve Otto. He just straight up isn't having a good time out there.
yeah.
He's out on softs.
Ooh, that's strange, I would say. At best.
I know what you were gonna say, and yes, I agree.
Not.
I know exactly what you were gonna say.
Yeah, did he just...
As Richie...
How can you have wets and softs on the same track? Hard to know, maybe the intro was the one.
At this rate, Reggie Star may actually still grab a few points.
Bark making a move on Teabag, he just backs out. Was that turn 1? Yeah. It was turn 1. Ooh, is that...
Steve Otto... Where is that? Yeah.
Car?
Oh, that is a weird place to crash.
Yeah.
How has he managed to crash there?
Yeah.
Jump on board with...
Yeah, I just caught it there. It looks a bit...
That is in between corners. Yeah. A weird place to bin it. So yeah, basically all they've got to do is finish and they're scoring points.
Right, it's probably around that time where we need to discuss driver of the day, I would think.
Yeah, if we go for positions gained, then Mage, Teabag and Guitar Maniac are the men that come to mind. But for performance-wise, that's where it becomes a little bit more difficult. I'm leaning towards Mage as he came in last minute, didn't qualify, and had to pick a last minute setup and then just cracked on with it. And he's potentially getting P8.
Yeah. I agree with what you're saying, but Guitar Maniac up there on P2 up 12 spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those awkward ones, isn't it?
Like they both
Actually,
made...
Mage may actually jump up into P7 at this point because Teabag and Bark are going at it. That's Bark off the track. And he's just slowed the Teabag down enough for Mage to get up behind him. But it seems like Teabag does have the extra grip coming out of the slow speed corners. So Steve Otto has just come onto the YouTube and been like, I think I made the wrong call with the softs.
Yeah.
You think?
I would say so, yeah.
I'm just riding on board with this Mage and Teabag battle. Because if one of them picks up a penalty, the other one's leapfrogging them. And as the car behind, you just want to be putting the pressure on. If you can't overtake, just put the pressure on and try and make them make that mistake. Like run wide at a few corners. Just make them pick up that penalty. Oh, that's a shunt. Yeah, that will be reported because Mage just went straight back into the back of Colin and pushed him off at the final corner. Well, in the run up to the final corner. So final lap. Guitar is actually closing this gap now. Sociopath is actually on course for his fastest lap of the race so far. Yeah, this could actually go down to the wire depending on how quickly Guitar Maniac can catch.
Yeah, I think he's a bit too far ahead at this stage. He is closing in dramatically. It looks like Sociopath. Oh, so no.
Also,
He's 30 seconds behind at this stage.
Yeah, he's falling off. It's just a 2-horse race now. Kane Lowry actually still on course for a podium.
Which he will get.
Yep.
Sociopath for the win.
Yep. Guitar finished 2.2 seconds behind. That's a great effort from where he started.
Yeah, look, it's Guitar Maniac's my driver there. All things considered.
Yeah, let's just follow where Mage is finishing. Obviously, it doesn't just come down to who finished where and who completed the most overtakes, because at the end of the day, you could start last and just be, because you have a quality band, but have outright pace on everybody and still finish top 5. We've seen it happen. Kane Lowry did jump into 3rd. Also dropped down to P6. King of the Hills 7th, Mage gonna finish P8. Bark is gonna drop down to P10 with Teabag P9. Ninja is gonna finish P12 by the looks of it.
So that's it.
Yeah, we'll do a quick run through of who finished where when it actually gives us the option. Yeah.
As I
even
said,
the game's like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was a super drive. Again, probably Sociopath might feed hard done by. He's Mr. Consistent. Got another win again. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I think it's just like yourself and can wrap up the championship by Portugal.
Don't count your chickens. That's all I'd say.
Yeah, and hoping that we get another moment in Coulter next week, like last season. So Paranoid takes P4 and the fastest lap. So it's an extra point for him.
Yeah, that's as I said, it's consistency is key, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you want to take a quick scroll through the finishing
Yeah, so
order?
you have Sociopath with the win in P1, Guitar Maniac and Kane Lowry making up the final podium positions. Paranoid P4, Game for Odds P5, Vaso P6, King of the Hills P7, Mage P8, Teabag P9, Bark P10, Ninja P11, Richie P12, Mechanical P13, Reggie P14, Richie P15, Teddy 16, Steve 17, and I'm out of time. But I did my best. So yeah,
You got quite a way through.
yeah, yeah, interesting race again in France, or in tier 3 at France. Quite a lot of surprises, especially who got into Q3, Q2, whatever. But all around, I must say that was solid racing. Didn't see anything that was majorly out of the way there.
Yeah, it was decent race. A few periods where it was just nothing happening because everybody was spaced out, but it happens in the wet, and especially around France. But
Yeah.
we've got Coulter up next. What's the worst that could happen?
What's the worst that could happen at Kota? Will I give a phrase from last season? No, I'm going to leave it off. I'm going to leave it off. I'm going to leave it off, and hopefully I don't have to say it again. Thank God he's not. Thank God the same guy isn't here. That's all I'll say. Yeah, cheers.